With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome into the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Droz, one of the sports writers at the Daily Nebraskan, and I'm joined here, like every Thursday, by Joseph Meyer.
We're here.
The senior sports editor at the DN. Joseph, you got a little wet coming in.
Yeah, so I braved the elements. I saw the forecast. Started walking fine. Got about to O Street area, and all of a sudden it started dumping. Yeah. So I got soaked, but you know what? I thought because of how big of a sports night it is tonight.
Yep.
I was so motivated to come on the show that I braved the elements.
You did it. You're here.
My socks are soaked. My hair is soaked. My jacket, thank the Lord, I wore it.
If you're watching the video stream, you can probably tell his hair is wet. Yes.
But we're here, and I'm glad I'm here because not only do we have Husker football to talk about, spring game on Saturday, so we'll preview that a little bit in our first segment. The NFL draft was tonight.
Yep.
And I've got a lot of opinions, so we're going to get into that as well.
We know that.
And there's also NBA playoffs tonight.
Yep.
So it's like a triple whammy of my three favorite things in life. The Denver Nuggets are still playing against the Lakers right now. So
that's why we're touching on them last
I'll
segment.
do my best not to be distracted. Nuggets in 4. Nuggets are winning the finals, as I've already said many times before.
He's a Nuggets fan, guys.
Which I don't think we've actually discussed our picks together on this podcast. I know, or on this show. I know you talked with Anthony, but so a triple whammy there.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Stay tuned because I have some hot takes about certain quarterbacks that got drafted tonight that I may or may not be in love with.
I agree.
You know how I love my quarterbacks.
No, I agree. Man, I want to start off right with it, but we're going to start with.
Let's start spring game. So spring game Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for this one.
I am too. The first time we're going to get to see Raiola.
Yeah. And there was a great question asked today. It's like, okay, so a lot of people are going to be showing up for Raiola.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Because
a lot of people are.
He's the big name.
And Rule answered it in the most Rule ways. Like, I mean, yeah, but like, they're there to see everyone, right? It's like, come on, Rule, give us something. Give us something here. But he is so like, and he's been this way the entire time. Spears like, we're going to be good from the top of the depth chart.
Yeah, it's not going to be one guy.
Literally very bottom.
He's not going to let Dylan Raiola think, or he's not going to put him above anyone on this team.
Right.
That's how I would put it. Like he knows he's an integral part of the team and what the future they're trying to build here. But
absolutely,
he's not above any player.
And we've talked about it. I think he's the starter day one, but it's spring game, so they're going to cycle him in. Rule said today. He said, we're going ones-on-ones. It's going to be a real game. We're going to see what guys can do. They've seen scrimmages all spring.
Yep.
But they haven't seen guys in front of fans, in front of the pressure. And he's like, oh, this is way more important than just a regular scrimmage.
Yeah.
Because there's pressure. He said, we were great on Tuesdays and Wednesdays all year last year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't always translate to Saturday. So that's what he's going for on this Saturday. Ones versus ones. The veteran guys that he's been holding out of scrimmages and light work at practice. Your seniors, your Ty Robinsons, your Nash Hutmakers, your Isaac Giffords, your Tommy Hills, guys he knows he knows what they can do. They have not played much this spring in the live snaps, but he said they might get a few snaps at the spring game just to get their feet under them. But he's really excited for the young guys as well. The quarterbacks will alternate through. So there's not a number one quarterback. There's not a number two quarterback and not a number 3 quarterback for the spring game. So they'll rotate. They won't get hit. They'll be wearing those green jerseys as they always do.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, yeah, it's football. We're going to play a game.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that, see some live snaps. I don't necessarily know it. He said a couple of days ago that it's not going to be exactly how it was last year, where it was pretty intense. I don't know if it'll be, he said a little more vanilla. So not quite what we saw last year. No, They did like the XFL special teams thing last year. He said probably no live special teams on Saturday, but
all right,
still a game atmosphere.
Yep.
And I think if this rain gets out of the way tonight and tomorrow, hopefully it'll be a nice day for Saturday, because they have a lot of recruits on campus this weekend as well.
I think it's supposed to be good on Saturday. But the first thing I'm going to ask is, what are you looking for the most in this game? Because for me, I know I'm going with the obvious answer, but with quarterbacks, but not as much Raiola. I'm really interested to see how Harburg is developed. Not gonna lie, I'm very intrigued. Not because I think he's gonna be some superstar or anything for this team. I'm just curious. I want to know how close he is to Raiola for this quarterback 1 position.
I hadn't thought of that way. I'm honestly excited to see Danny. So that we got our bases covered there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see all these quarterbacks.
I am as well.
But I mean, I'm going to be honest. I feel like Harburg has a better chance of Danny to start day 1 for them. I feel.
Yes.
So that's why
I think it's slim to none for both of them.
It is. That's why you said there's not a quarterback 1, 2, or 3 right now. Like they're all there's 3 names on this depth chart right now, and
yeah,
it's gonna that I'm looking forward to seeing Harburg.
The reason I say Danny is because from the limited stuff we saw from him in spring practice,
he looked good.
That was the most surprise. Like, we know Dylan Raiola can do that, and we know Harburg has been in this system and is developing. But it's like, oh, Danny's actually competing with these guys clearly, and the team seems to respond to him. So I'm excited for that. But the popular pick is to say I'm excited to see the quarterbacks at this spring game. I'm excited to see Dylan Raiola. I'm excited to see how Heinrich Harburg's in the offense.
Yep.
I'm excited for the running backs.
I am too.
I think this is going to be one of the most fun positions to watch this season, because they have so many guys who believe they are a starting caliber running back in the Big Ten. And I think it has done wonders for Rule. We'll see if any transfer out. I don't anticipate that they will. Obviously, you have Emmett Johnson, who got his chance last year, and I think he will be the starter going into this season, but it's yet to be determined. You've got Gabriel Jr., who's coming off a devastating injury, but his mindset is, I'm a veteran guy. I'm going to get back to it, and he's determined to do that. You got Ramir Johnson, who coach said he's ready to go if there's a game tomorrow. And
he's being safe with them.
Then you got Dante Dowdle. You got Quentin Ives, younger guys who are, less proven but have a lot of potential. So I really like this room. I like their development as a group, because so often, I think in college football, in today's age, it's like, if you're not known as the number 1 guy, you're not going to put your all in. You're just going to transfer. And Rule's like, there's no number 1 here.
Yeah.
The game, it might be a different guy to go every game of the season. And you saw how much that meant last year. When all these guys started to go down, it's like, well, we got to throw out our 4th string running back here. And guess what? He had one of the most productive, he was one of the most productive ones.
This is what I'm super excited to see Emmett Johnson this year. I mean, I know that's like obvious answer because he's probably the starter right now. I'm excited to see how Irvin comes back from the injury too. But I really feel like Emmett Johnson can be a very vital part to this offense.
I agree. I was a big proponent of him last year. I felt like he should have got the ball more.
Oh, no. I was tweeting it saying, why is he not getting the ball?
That is going to be, if that's continued issue this year, I'm sure there's going to be questions about it. I don't think Rule talked about this today. He's like, we know we can run the ball. Okay.
Obviously, he's a running back.
They know I'm saying, like, as a team.
Yeah.
Nebraska knows they can run the ball.
Okay.
They know they can defend the run.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to see a red-white shootout. So I was like, Nebraska shootout. That's not 2 words we usually put together.
That's very interesting he said that, because, I mean, whether you like it or not, this is still a defensive-minded team. Even if you bring in one of the most talented quarterbacks in the program's history, it's still a defensive-minded team.
And I think he knows that. I think he knows that his defense is going to be one of the best in the country this year, at least in the Big Ten. Yeah. But I think he wants to see if his offense can move the ball through the air on him, because if they can, one of two things: either his defense is not as good as he thought it was, and so he needs to retool, or they have a dynamic passing attack. And he said, we know we can run the ball, and we know what that defense can do against the run. Mm-hmm. So that next step has always been passing, and so he wants to see that on Saturday. I'm excited to watch how that kind of changes their approach going into this game. I'm assuming we're going to see a lot more throws.
Yeah.
Which we need to see, and Rule needs to see, because he needs to see how his quarterbacks, when it's under pressure. I mean, even though there's no game, you're still in front of these fans, and that's why I think the spring game is a lot of fun.
It is.
That's when it drives me crazy. Like Minnesota had theirs at their practice facility, or didn't even have. They just had a spring scrimmage, and no fans could come. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Spring game is a huge part of culture around here, and it's why it's like this. These fans have been waiting all offseason to just get a glimpse of this team.
Yeah.
It's only been like 100 so media members that have even got to see these guys in pads. And now the fans get to see them and get excited for the next season. It builds excitement.
Not only that, I mean, just from a business standpoint.
Oh,
why wouldn't you let fans come in and watch this?
Well, if we're getting a business standard, why would we not sell, why would they not sell beer in the stadium? But
I mean, well,
that's a whole nother discussion.
We don't have time for that, Joseph. But any last thoughts on spring game coming up before we throw it to break?
No, I think it'll be really fun to see these position battles in quarterbacks and running backs. And I'm excited for just the wide receiver room in general.
Yeah, we haven't touched on that much because it's definitely
going to be much improved.
Yes, it's going to be improved.
I can't put it into words how impressed I was with the size of some of those guys. Even Malachi Coleman has beefed up. Mm-hmm. So I think for a young quarterback, like whoever starts, even Heinrich is still young, you got to have good wide receivers.
Yeah.
We know the run game's going to be good. We know the offensive line's going to be better because they're in the trenches all the time with one of the best defensive lines in the country. We know the defense is going to be solid, if not great. So it's that passing game, like Rule said, and I'm excited to see that on Saturday.
I am too. It's going to be a lot of fun. And even, we didn't even touch on the defense. I'm excited to see how much this defense has also improved. We already know how great they were last year, but
I don't know if we'll see a ton of that just because
it is
a lot of those guys they're holding out are on the defensive side.
It is. Yeah.
So we're not going to see a bunch of snaps from Ty
I'm
or Nash.
I'm still excited to see some of these guys
for sure
come into the system, though. But with that, we're going to throw it to break. When we come back, we're going to get
draft
reaction to NFL draft.
I've got some takes, Ben.
Joseph is very excited about this upcoming segment. That's why we made this first one a little bit shorter, because we have to leave a bunch of time for this NFL draft because we're definitely going to go overtime on it. But with that, you're listening to the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Do you need your event or venue secured? Call Tank Security Team. Tank Security Team is Lincoln's #1 non-lethal security company. Tank Security Team offers first-class security with efficient and quicker response times. Hire Tank Security Team. No hassle, no headaches. Call Tank at 402-310-3589 and get secured today. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Banking should feel personal, not intimidating. At Western National Bank, we're about real connections. Founded by two ordinary guys with an extraordinary vision to know each and every customer personally. Fees, they suck. Avoid all fees with Western National Bank's Compass checking account. No monthly fees, no minimum balances, and get this, 5.12 APY on the first $1,000. Open your Compass checking account online in 5 minutes or less at mywmb.com. Experience the difference with Western National Bank. Visit mywmb.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Coppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business, providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans, to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Daily Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben and Joseph still here with you on the DN show on a rainy Thursday night. But you know what?
It's a beautiful Thursday night. You know why? Because the NFL draft was on.
True.
One of the greatest sporting events in the history of the world. 160-something thousand people in Detroit showed up to watch 32 guys get their names read off. It's the greatest sport in the world, Ben.
I don't know, man. I still think World Cup for soccer is...
That's fair. U.S. Best sporting event in the U.S.
I would agree with that. But soccer takes
Okay, let's just get right into this. I want to first ask. Go ahead.
You're a Chargers fan, so I need to first get your thoughts on their pick with the tackle.
Would you like my original thoughts or my thoughts after I've had a couple hours to...
I want both. What, we got time. We made time for it. Let's get both.
Okay. So, I had this pipe dream.
Marvin Harrison.
That the Chargers were going to get Marvin Harrison. And boy, it was close. You know how close it was? Week 18, Matt Prater misses a game-winning field goal, which would have had the Chargers have the 4th pick and the Cardinals have the 5th pick. We were a Matt Prater field goal away from getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, going into this night, I thought the Vikings had 2 first-round draft picks. They needed a quarterback, and they loved J.J. McCarthy, who they ended up taking. I thought they might need to go up to 4 to get them.
Mm-hmm.
Because my logic said he's the 4th best quarterback in the draft. He's the 4th best quarterback on all these teams' radar. So one of Giants, Broncos, Raiders, or Vikings is going to need to trade up to get him. Nope. Turns out the Falcons had Michael Penix as their number 8 or as their number 4 quarterback. So no one had to trade up to get J.J. McCarthy. So the Vikings don't have to trade up.
They did trade up.
They did trade up
one position.
Yes, not into the top 9. So they don't trade up to 4. Marvin Harrison goes to the Cardinals. Whatever. That was a pipe dream. Fine. Malik Neighbors.
Great wide receiver. Great wide receiver.
LSU, wide receiver university.
Maybe even a better wide receiver than Marvin Harrison.
You can't miss from LSU. So I'm like, oh, Justin Herbert, Neighbors. You're building the offensive line. You built the run game. You have Jim Harbaugh. I almost said John Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. The defense is going to be much better this year. You take Joe Alt. Now, I love Joe Alt. I know Joe Alt.
You know him.
Joe Alt is from a rival school of mine, and he actually came on my podcast a couple years ago. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say I know him personally, but I've spoke to him. I've talked to him. Great guy. One of the most fun conversations I've ever had on a podcast episode. So originally I was like, I really want him like Neighbors. I may have been frustrated for a little bit because
you wanted the flashy name.
Joe Alt's a great player. We already have a left tackle. Rashawn Slater is one of the best left tackles in the league.
It's going to be right tackle,
which means he's going to switch to right tackle unless for some reason they think they're going to move Slater to right, which I wouldn't mess with.
Wasn't he a right tackle in college though?
Yeah, but you can't mess. You have one of the best left tackles in the league. I wouldn't mess with it. So Joe Alt's never taken. I don't even think he's taken a snap at right tackle in college. I'd have to go back and look. That's why I was concerned. If we don't have Slater, it's an amazing pick. You need a left tackle. Great pick. I get it, though, because this is Harbaugh's way of winning. They picked up J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, take the Ravens' whole running back room. They're prioritizing line of scrimmage. They're going to win at the point of attack. So Justin Herbert doesn't have to carry the team.
That's what hurt him in years past, though. So that's why I'm okay with the pick. I feel like in years past, Chargers would lose at the line of scrimmage a lot.
Yes, and they would take the flashy player. They have had a lot of big-name players on this offense.
Yeah.
And what have they done with it? Nothing.
Not even remotely any.
So I don't hate it. I would love Neighbors, and if Neighbors ends up being really good, I will be sad. However, he went to the Giants. So
I wouldn't be too concerned about it.
I'm not too concerned about that.
Best case scenario, he's Odell, and
I don't think Daniel Jones is Eli Manning.
True.
So I was very disappointed that they didn't get a wide receiver. However, after the first round played out, there's still A.D. Mitchell's still available, Troy Franklin's still available, and Ladd McConkey's still available.
I think that's what they know.
So they're going to get one of those guys. So I was frustrated at the moment, a little bit happier now. I'm excited to see Jim Harbaugh, you can tell. Joe Alt is a Jim Harbaugh guy, like goofy, Midwest, doesn't take himself seriously at all, calls himself fat and slow, but he's a great wide receiver.
Lineman.
Great lineman. He played tackle, or he played tight end at one point. He suited up tight end. So
did not know that.
Watch out for some sneaky touchdown plays.
All right, so 6 minutes later, we got that in because I was really curious what your thoughts were on it. I think it's the right pick. It's almost like, it's the same thing when people are like, oh, the Chargers should trade for like Josh Jacobs. It's like that's what it looked cool, but is it the smartest thing?
Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen were pretty cool. They never won.
That's what I'm saying. So I think building from the ground up is the right thing to do there. Because I mean, even if you draft Marvin Harrison, you're not going to be competing this next year. You got to build it up.
I agree.
Build it from the ground up.
Let's talk with quarterbacks.
Yes, because that's what I was going to get. So I said this last night, and I want to reiterate it today. I don't think this quarterback class is that great.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to be honest. I think Caleb Williams and Jane Daniels are great. I think they're good. I think those are two solid 1-2. After that, I'm just really not thrilled by any of the quarterbacks.
5 quarterbacks in the top 12, Ben.
I'm not thrilled by any of them, to be honest.
6 quarterbacks in the top 12.
You want to know what this draft reminds me a lot of? It reminds me of the Trevor Lawrence draft.
No.
Because I feel like Caleb Williams is like the Trevor
my
Lawrence.
Goodness. Okay.
The
Jaden Daniels is Zach Wilson? No.
Trey Lance, he was 3. Then like Mac Jones is like the JJ McCarthy. It's giving me a lot of. It's making me feel like this is that same draft. And you know how that one come out? Every single one of those quarterbacks have been traded off their team besides Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
That is what this quarterback room is reminding me of. I love Jane Daniels. I think he's actually going to be really good. But then again, a lot of people like Zach Wilson. We have to see how
he's also with the Commanders. Like he's in the worst situation of any of these guys.
This is what I'm saying. So like I like him as a player, but he gets put in a bad situation.
Okay.
He might not. So this is what I'm saying. Like I like him, but then again, Caleb Williams is going to the Bears, and we know what happens to quarterbacks in Chicago.
I don't know. I think the Bears have turned it around. I'm very impressed with their draft tonight. How can you not be?
It's the Bears. I'm gonna wait. I love the Justin Fields pick when they picked Justin Fields and they didn't do anything with him.
But
So
Rome Odunze is their wide receiver 3.
that is true.
Coming from a team whose wide receiver 1 is Quentin Johnson.
We'll have to see. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I hope Caleb Williams does well. I'm not rooting for his downfall or anything. I like Jane Daniels. I like Caleb Williams. Other than that, I'm not impressed by any of these quarterbacks. Drake May to the Patriots is just the most mid thing ever. That's just he's doing nothing there. I don't care.
Yeah, they need a wide receiver. I'm assuming they'll take a wide receiver day
Drake,
2.
Like Drake May is actually going to be exactly what Mac Jones was there.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
I don't know. I can't.
Maybe a little bit better, but it's not going to be much better. It's not going to be so much better that it was worth a number 3 pick.
Okay.
That's what I.
So
would say.
what else would you rather them do though? Because they can't run it back with what they have. They can't. They have. This is what I told you a couple weeks ago.
If they believe in him, good for them.
The Bears had to take a quarterback.
Yes.
Commanders had to take a quarterback.
Yes.
Patriots had to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
Vikings had to take a quarterback. Broncos had to take a quarterback. You know who else had to take a quarterback? The Raiders. You know who didn't have to take a quarterback? The Falcons. You know who got left out? The Raiders. Aiden O'Connell is a starting quarterback in the NFL. The Raiders are going to be the worst team in the league.
We'll see. But that was also another thing because Bo Nix, he went to the Broncos, right?
And I predicted. I got 5 of these picks right. The only one I didn't get right, I had the Raiders getting Michael Penix, which they got Brock Bowers. So I like that one.
But I'm just like, am I wrong to think this draft class isn't that great?
I think you're wrong.
Tell me why.
Caleb Williams, Heisman winner.
I agree.
Jaden Daniels, Heisman winner. Michael Penix should have been a Heisman winner. He's just old and didn't played on the West Coast, so he didn't win the Heisman.
Old.
If that guy's in the SEC, he wins the Heisman. JJ McCarthy, national champion. Bo Nix, veteran. Not the greatest talent, but he's a veteran. He knows to play. Drake May, I think he's an open book. He's the one I'm like, I could see that not working out, but it's the Patriots. I trust that organization. Let's talk Penix because this makes no sense. This makes absolutely zero sense.
Why?
By the time, let's say Kirk Cousins plays 4 more years, which I don't think he will, but that's how much his contract is. Michael Penix is going to be 28. Why do you draft a quarterback? If you're going to draft a developmental quarterback to sit behind Kirk Cousins, you don't take the guy that's 23 years old.
See,
right?
Yeah.
When's he going to play?
In theory, it doesn't make sense, but Kirk Cousins is coming off of a pretty significant injury.
So then why on earth did they pay him? They paid him. Don't
ask me why the Falcons do things that the Falcons do.
If they didn't take Kirk Cousins and they just take Penix here, I'm like, that's a pretty solid. I mean, you have young pieces, you have nice offensive pieces. The defense is building. You bring in a defensive head coach. You have a young quarterback but he's experienced and he is a great thrower of the ball. But now it's like you paid Kirk all this money, and you're just going to waste. I mean, you're going to waste Penix's rookie deal.
It's the same thing with what the Packers do with Jordan Love.
No.
But
because Jordan Love was developmental. Yeah. He was not ready for the league. He was not 23 years old.
Why are you acting like Penix is this great quarterback?
Because he led the league. He led college football in passing and led Washington to the national championship.
Let me ask you this. Is he really going to be a guy, though, that could put
I don't think so. But if he's not, why on earth are you taking him at 8?
I feel like the Falcons know that even if things work out perfectly with Kirk Cousins, best case scenario. The best case scenario for them is they win their division and win first round of the NFL playoffs.
I agree. So why not, I don't know, maybe get a defensive player to help your terrible defense so that your defense isn't bad so you can help out Kirk Cousins. I don't get it.
I think if you like a quarterback and you want him, I'm okay with it, to be honest.
At 8? They could have got him at 15.
You don't know that.
Who else would have taken him? The Bears? No.
What if the Raiders traded up?
The Raiders are the only one. And then, let's say he doesn't go. You have the option of Brock Bowers.
But what if Penix is their guy? This is what, if there is a team that's enamored by a name, I'm okay with the pick, to be honest. I'm not saying it was the right pick.
If you're at 8,
I thought it was weird.
As the Falcons in February, and you're like, okay, so what's our quarterback situation for next year? we could go rookie quarterback. We have the 8th pick, and there's 5 quarterbacks that we like, including Michael Penix, who's going to be there at 8. We knew he was going to be there at 8. So it's not like they were like, oh my goodness, he's falling, we're going to take him. We knew Penix was going to be there at 8. Nobody was taking Penix before 8. You knew that. I knew that. They definitely knew that. Or we go veteran guy like Kirk Cousins, who's aging, coming off an injury, but he has. But oh, come on. If the Dolphins had the 8th pick and they drafted a quarterback, how would you feel?
That's different.
How?
Because Tua's not. How old is Kirk Cousins? 33, coming off a major injury.
Michael Penix is not a developmental guy. He is ready to go.
Is he though?
He is.
It wouldn't hurt
if you're a developmental guy after 6 years of college, you are not a NFL player.
No, I get it, but it's not going to hurt him to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a year.
It's not going to hurt him for a year. But then after a year, what do? You have all this dead cap that you have with Kirk Cousins then. You have to dump his contract or hope he wants to play somewhere else. And then why not just take JJ? He's a developmental guy. He needs a year or two, in my opinion.
Because they probably like Penix better.
I don't know. I think, to me, it says they're not all in on Kirk, and I don't think Kirk's going to like that.
No, I agree. This obviously shows they're not all in on Kirk. If they were all in on Kirk and they were actually trying to win a Super Bowl, they would have went and got a defensive
why
player.
pay a aging veteran who's coming off a devastating injury that much money? It makes no sense.
They have the money. To be honest, they have the money.
I don't get it at all.
That's really what it is. They had money to spend, and they saw quote unquote big name quarterback that they could get, and they got him.
They could have got a tackle, a ton of tackles to help out Kirk Cousins. Could have got another elite wide receiver.
Oh, I get it.
And they could have got a defensive player didn't get picked till what? Pick 14 was the first one?
I
or
feel
was it 15.
I mean, is this just, even if they do that though, is this the Falcons knowing that, okay, even if we do that, are we really going to be able to get that much better? Like, I think that they're just taking Penix because they think that he might be the next great quarterback, maybe. And I'm never against teams taking a swing at a quarterback, to be honest.
I think it would be fine if they had traded back to like the 18-19 area and he fell.
It's such, but like the quarterback position is just such an important position that like taking a swing on it though is just like, you never know, because obviously we could not.
But you just said you don't think this class is very good.
I'm not saying I agree with the decision. I'm just saying I understand the decision. I understand it. I understand it.
I don't know,
to be honest, but
I understand.
Let's get off of that.
I understand everyone else. I really like the Bo Nix pick. As much as I despise the Broncos, I like the pick.
So, okay, but now there's a quarterback controversy because there's Zach Wilson.
Oh my gosh. Zach Wilson is not even, I don't even know if he'll make the roster.
They're paying him $2.5 million. He better make the roster.
He got traded for a 6th round pick swap.
Yeah.
That is basically zero value.
But they're having to pay him $2.5
We thought Justin
million.
Fields getting traded for a 4th wasn't a lot. A 6th round pick swap. So like half of a 6th round pick. So like a 12th round pick. Zach Wilson.
That doesn't exist.
It does now, apparently.
Oh, man.
How much better is the 17th pick in the 6th round than the 5th pick in the 6th round?
We got a text on text line from Gorilla Bear. As a Broncos fan, the pick is brutal.
I really hope so.
Okay, he's a Chargers fan, guys. He's a Chargers fan. He doesn't like the Broncos. To be honest,
he reminds me of Drew Brees. I'm just going to say it. He reminds me of Drew Brees.
A little bit, yeah. But, I mean,
his personality is very much Drew Brees. Humble.
Yeah.
And I think he's a Sean Payton guy. And Sean Payton is not a nice guy. Not always the highest quality character guy. He tells it how it is, and that comes across as mean to a lot of people. I think that's why he didn't like Russell Wilson. But I think Bo Nix is kind of just like a Drew Brees that's going to take it and develop from it. Bo Nix has been through the fire. He's seen the worst side of things. And if you're the Broncos, you have to take the quarterback.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
I saw Tank for Shador.
You can't go into this year with Zach Wilson as your quarterback. I mean, come on, let's be real. You can't.
No,
you can't. I get it. It's like, this is just the life of a Broncos fan. I'm sorry. You overpaid on Russell Wilson, and this is what you're stuck with.
But you got a Super Bowl like 10 years ago.
Was that when no, Obama was Obama was president then.
Mm-hmm.
It always makes it I just always liked it. Who was president during that?
Yeah. It's been a while, but
'Cause it's always-
I like the pick.
it's
not
a-
a Super Bowl winning quarterback
no.
by any means.
I mean, but it's still a guy.
But you
I mean,
have to
gotta-
compete in
you
that
got-
division.
You got to take a chance, though. You never know. We also got a stream message. Guys, Kirk is guaranteed $88 million. That's essentially 2 years. I think the idea is to learn behind Kirk for 2 years. And if he stays healthy, then it's your team.
I get the idea behind it. I just would have liked to see JJ McCarthy go there. If you're
I
going to
think
take
Bo Nix is a better pick, though, because he's a better
I
quarterback.
think he's a better quarterback now, but in 2 years, I think JJ could be a better quarterback.
Could. I don't think so, though.
JJ McCarthy is
Why do you
very
not,
raw.
Why do you not think that Bo Nix can get better in 2 years?
Bo Nix or Michael Penix?
Penix.
Penix can develop.
Sorry,
I'm not. I'm
this
not
is what
saying
I'm
that.
saying. You're saying he's not a developmental quarterback.
Okay,
but he could still after 2 years in the league, he's going to
so
be better.
if the Niners they took Trey Lance thinking he was going to be a starter. He was not a starter.
They should have picked.
He was
Justin
a
Fields.
developmental pick.
I really would have loved to see Justin Fields in a 49ers offense, but continue.
Justin Fields was also a developmental pick,
But still, not as much.
Not as much.
Not as much.
I
though.
agree. I just think that Michael Penix is ready to go, and if you're the Falcons and you want to go with Michael Penix, just go with Michael Penix and don't pay Kirk Cousins all that money.
They had the money to pay though.
That's not a good philosophy. Just throw around money to an aging veteran. I love Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is one of my favorite players in the league.
He is.
You cannot throw that much money at an aging veteran if you're like, yeah, but 2 years and that's it.
I mean, that's honestly the idea behind it. He's coming off of a major injury. You weren't signing him thinking, oh, he's going to be on the team for 6 years.
Most guys that are coming off massive injuries don't get massive money like
this is. They probably had to overpay for him to sign.
Kirk Cousins is not trying to jump across the country. He had to pay a lot of money to get to Atlanta. He had a nice family. His family was set down in Minnesota.
He had a nice family.
He has a nice family.
That family's gone.
Well, they might be gone now after they hear that the Falcons clearly don't want him. So,
Gorilla Bear on the text line again. Half the time, Michigan didn't even let McCarthy throw. He talked his way into a top 10 pick. I agree. I'm not a McCarthy fan. That's why I'm okay with the Michael Penix pick.
Listen,
you're from Michigan, so I feel like that's clouding your judgment.
I don't think I would not want McCarthy on my team. Oh, we didn't talk about this, but the smoke of like they're going to trade Justin Herbert for JJ McCarthy.
I saw that.
Oh,
I thought that was hilarious.
I actually had people on my timeline saying that was legit. No, it's JJ. They
definitely called. Chargers had no interest.
Oh, absolutely no. They
Chargers
said
had
hello. No, hung up the phone.
There was definitely calls.
There was calls. They picked up the phone, said hello. Hey, is hung up. They didn't even get the stin of the Justin out.
His jet.
Yeah. So I don't think JJ McCarthy is an elite top 10 level type of quarterback. I don't think Michael Penix is either. I don't think Bo Nix is either.
So this is what I'm saying. This quarterback class was not that great. They got overdrafted, in my opinion, at the end of the day.
Because of need.
Exactly. This is what I was saying on the show earlier. I don't feel like this quarterback's talent is comparable to the need that is there. All these teams.
There can only be so many top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
All these teams are over picking these quarterbacks, but they have to.
There's not many drafts where there's 2 top 10 quarterbacks in the same draft. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and Tua in the same draft is very rare. Like that draft was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you go back. I mean, I'll bring it up again. The Trevor Lawrence draft that was seen as this great quarterback class. None of it panned out. Trevor Lawrence's best case scenario, and right now we don't even know. We'll see.
I like a lot of these guys' situations a lot better. I think, like JJ going to Minnesota, you have weapons there, and you have an organization that
it's still just so mid though. It's still mid.
It is mid. I agree with you, but
it's mid.
My thing with McCarthy,
they're not going to be better.
I
than
like
Packers.
the guy. I don't think he's going to be great, but he's a developmental quarterback. We have not got to see him rip it or much.
Because Joseph, and I know this is crazy, this might be controversial, but maybe it's because he's not that good at throwing the ball. Maybe it's because he's been on loaded teams his entire life and he's never had to do it. And now he's going to be on a crappy Minnesota team where he's going to have the best wide receiver in the league on his team.
So CJ Stroud was on loaded teams his whole career. He never won a national championship.
But we saw, but like CJ Stroud actually was throwing the ball. JJ McCarthy hands it off to running back.
I think
who's Minnesota's running back.
I think you're overestimating how much JJ McCarthy was willing to say, hey, I don't need to throw the ball
I
because our running
understand
game
that.
is so dang good.
But did he ever even show flashes of it?
He has definitely shown flashes of it.
We'll
Did you
see.
watch the Rose Bowl? He's one of the most athletic players to come out of this draft
All right.
at the quarterback position.
Before we wrap it up, can we touch on Bills trading out of the first round and just giving up on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even. I mean, what are we doing? First of all,
I'm a Dolphins fan, so I love it.
First of all,
It's
letting
great.
Patrick Mahomes get Xavier Worthy is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. He's
I don't
not going
think
to have to throw
I think
to
he was a
Kadarius
little bit
Toney
overpicked,
anymore.
but he is so quick.
No, he's good.
And to give Patrick Mahomes that kind of speed is dangerous. And then for the Bills side of it, who's going to play wide receiver?
Do they still have Gabe Davis?
No.
Oh, yeah. Where did he go? I don't even remember.
Jags, I believe.
Yeah, they have no one.
So
You might as well put me out there.
yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Josh Allen's going to have to throw it to himself.
It was a weird bottom of the first. I think all the quarterbacks going early made things kind of weird because there were so many guys to pick from. There's still a lot of big names on this
So many.
on this board.
That's
so
why
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Day 2 and day 3 are going to be fun. Well, glad we got that talk in because this quarterback class is going to be interesting because I don't think it's that great. I'm not saying it's terrible.
Okay, rank them right now for their future. Where do you have them ranked?
Like
Who my career?
Okay,
Who's going to have the best career?
who's going to have the best career? Probably Caleb Williams.
Okay.
I think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback out of this class, though. Am I weird to say that? I like Jaden Daniels.
That's crazy. I think Caleb Williams is generous. Okay, list them. I think it's Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. This might be hot take. J.J. McCarthy,
That's so hot.
Drake May,
So hot.
Michael Penix, Bo Nix.
I would put Penix 3.
For career. Like who's going to have the most wins, passing yards?
I'm just
Legacy.
I'm just ranking quarterbacks right now. I'm not gonna know. How am I supposed to know that?
Well, that's what we're forecasting here. That's why you take someone.
Well, that's like impossible, Joseph.
I think
you're
J.J.
giving me an
McCarthy will have a
impossible
better career than Michael Penix. And I love Michael Penix, and I thought he should have won the
task.
Heisman.
But that's not fair. You give it McCarthy as Justin Jefferson and Penix is having to sit behind Kirk Cousins for the first 2 years. Like, come on.
That's why you don't take him with that 8th pick.
With that, we got to throw it to break. When we come back, we're gonna wrap up the show with some.
Are fraudulent, as they always are. I mean, come on.
But with that, we got to throw it to break. You're listening to the Day One Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Lincoln, you wanted more sweet and spice in your life, and now you've got it. At Wings and Rings, their brand new hot honey has all of Lincoln buzzing. Try their one-of-a-kind house-made sauce on the brand new hot honey chicken sandwich or their hot honey shrimp and slaw. And of course, you can get it on the traditional, boneless, or smoked wings that have made Wings and Rings your go-to neighborhood spot. Hot honey was supposed to be gone on April 1st, but they're extending it indefinitely. So stop by Wings and Rings at one of their 2 Lincoln locations today, on O Street and on Village Lane.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel with Gatorade. Brought to you by Pepsi Cola of Lincoln, a proud partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Furious Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Furious Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last segment here on the Daily Nebraskan Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben and Joseph here for about 5 more minutes.
Yes,
and we're going to wrap up the show with some NBA playoff talk because a lot has happened.
Kind of got lost in all the news tonight.
It did. Because, so after tonight, we know, A, the Lakers are frauds. B, the Cavs are not going to sweep the Magic. And C, the 76ers and Knicks series is going to be good. Those are my 3 takeaways.
The 76ers should be up 2-1. They're going to win the series, like I predicted.
Ooh, you're going that far.
I have the 76ers going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's a little hot for my palate.
That's also because I have the Pacers beating the Bucks.
That's not happening.
Did you watch the game on Wednesday night?
That is not happening.
I think it might happen.
Giannis is supposed to come back, right?
I don't know, but Tyrese is my favorite player.
I love him too, but when Giannis comes back, I think Bucks wrap this up.
Now let's talk Lakers because it's so funny. They started so hot tonight again. Yeah. They were up 8-0. They were up 10 early, and it's just like the Nuggets are gonna win.
They're so good. No, that's all I have to say. The Nuggets are so good. The Lakers are not a good enough team to beat them. I don't care they have LeBron. I don't care they have AD. They have all these good role players. The Nuggets are just a better team.
When you get 29 from Aaron Gordon, like the Nuggets got tonight, you're not losing.
No.
20 and 29 from Michael Porter and Aaron Michael Jordan.
That's basically should be
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, the Nuggets, I mean, if they just get one of those, if they just get a third guy to just play super well, they're so hard to beat.
Because the Lakers really don't get anything usually most nights. Now, Austin Reeves had a great night tonight, but normally it's LeBron and it's AD. And I'm sorry, you're just not good enough. I just can't stand this idea. We do this every single year. Oh, it's the Lakers, though. Like, they can do it.
I never thought it. I thought they'd get a game.
I think they're gonna get swept.
I thought that
just like they did last year.
I thought they'd get a game.
They almost did.
Jamal
Murray said no.
Am I wrong to think that Jokic and Murray is like the next great duo in this league?
I was talking about this. If they win the title this year, like Jokic legitimately has a great chance to pass LeBron for like obviously not statistics, but like legacy. He's got 3. He's gonna have 3 MVPs, and if he wins the title, 2 championships.
He's gonna get
this
the MVP
early,
and he's gonna get the MVP.
Yes,
this year.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like you missed an opportunity here for LeBron to just knock him out and keep your.
See, like I love this Nuggets team. I think this is literally one of the best teams we've seen in a very long time. Like, I'm literally like this. Like, I'm not saying that they're the Michael Jordan Bulls, but like it reminds me of like, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, what they were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the same thing with Jokic and Murray. All they need is just like a third guy to do anything for them, and you're not beating them.
So
that's what.
Who do you think has the best chance to knock him out?
Man, I would have to say Timberwolves.
Okay, I was about to agree with you.
I in the West, I'd say Timberwolves. In the East, I don't think the Celtics would beat them because Jokic would destroy Porzingis. I would probably say Bucks in the East.
Well, that's unfortunate because the Bucks are losing to the Pacers. So,
I mean, but
sounds like the Nuggets are winning the title, or the Timberwolves are winning the title.
No,
I don't know.
The Nuggets are winning the finals. Literally, it's
been a year of favorites. It's been Chiefs,
yes,
UConn.
I mean, the Chiefs weren't heavy favorites when they lost.
Okay,
to the
but
Raiders.
the Chiefs are
the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
The defending title. Like, it's a year of repeats. Like,
yeah. But no, this Nuggets team is literally like it reminds me of like, I said when the NCAA tournament was going on, like, UConn's gonna win. I had no doubt in my mind they were gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Nuggets. I just have I don't even need to analyze much at all. Just watch them. They are so this literally is probably the best team we've seen since the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin Durant.
I don't know who I'm gonna root for in this next matchup because I am so partial to both the Nuggets and the Timberwolves.
I can see that, but the Nuggets are gonna.
It's hard. It's hard because they're not really like they're in the same division. Yeah. They're not rivals.
No,
partially because both teams have been so bad for so long.
Yeah,
they're both fun to root for. The Nuggets not haven't big market teams.
Yeah,
that have been just completely poured over by the national media. And I'm really excited for that second round matchup, assuming that neither team chokes.
They won't.
Won't.
The Nuggets are not blowing a 3-0 lead, and the Timberwolves are not losing to the
For
Suns.
Anthony Edwards to beat Kevin Durant, his first playoff series win, would be incredible.
It would be. I'm super. Bro, this NBA playoffs is going to be so much fun. But the only thing that's not fun about it is we already know that it's going to win the finals. So
I think the Thunder are not getting respect they deserve. I like the Thunder.
Bro, the Pelicans are probably going to get a game or two.
Yeah.
So this is why, and it's the Pelicans. So I don't have that much faith in the Thunder being able to beat the Timberwolves or the Nuggets.
I would agree.
But with that, thank you for listening into the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. That's going to wrap it up for this week of the DN Show. We'll be right back on Monday, same time, 11 to 12, recapping the weekend events. But until then, see ya.
Peace.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers,